Well, shaking, folks. Back with another reaction, back with some more Sybient, and we're back with some more epic, soaring, glorious, and beautiful Sybient from Carbon Based Lifeforms, a duo from Sweden. I've already reacted to a couple of their tracks. I won't spend too much time talking about, how significant I think they are in the Sybient down-tempo scene. But seriously, they're just massive artists in that domain. I've been a big fan of them for a long time. Go look at the comment I wrote on Discogs. Yeah, I basically said that they, along with other people like Solar Fields, make some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. I stand by that. Now, like, 10, 12 years after I wrote that. So yeah, we're going to listen to a tune from about 12 years ago. We're going to listen to another tune from Interloper. I mentioned it. This is an album that followed two very famous and acid saturated albums, Hydroponic Garden and World of the Sleepers. This album is acid lighter. There's not as much acid super saturating it. I think it's just as good of an album. It just was a slight shift in direction a little bit. But it's funny that I say that because this tune, Supersede, is more in the style of Hydroponic Garden and World of Sleepers. It does have acid. It is a bit more what people think of instantly when they think of carbon-based lifeforms. Now it's a different feel than, say, Photosynthesis. I'd reacted to that track. That's a track from the early phase where they were a bit acid heavier. So it's a different tune than that. But like I said, it does feel like the sort of classic CBL sound from, again, Hydroponic Garden and World of Sleepers. Like I said, I love this album a great deal, even if it does have a little bit less acid. But yeah, this is sort of like a transitional tune in that it sounds like the couple albums before it, but it's also, part of a work of art that has a different sound. So let's get it. This is Carbon Based Lifeforms 2010 from the wonderful Ultimae record label. I mentioned it before. It's a French record label. Jesper knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is Carbon Based Lifeforms, and the tune is Supersede from their Interloper album 2010. The texture already, the depth. Yeah, this tune is very uplifting. This tune feels like our species getting things together and triumphing. Triumphing? Being triumphant? appropriate metaphor, like analogy for that like ascending chime melody. It's like clouds in the sky or something, I don't know. Feels like, this is really abstract, but like the winter sun, meaning like it feels like bright, but it's also like sort of like low in the sky. It's sort of cold out. I don't know if this makes sense to anyone, but that's sort of the like the atmosphere I'm getting. Like vitality in life despite I thought you said there was acid. When I was going through this album and I heard this track, it was sort of like, okay, like they still do acid, they still like, because I was sort of like, man, like it's acid light. And this track was sort of reassuring. another masterpiece. As I said, I love this whole album, even if most of the tracks are a little bit more straight away, down tempo or ambient, less acid Sybient. But yeah, I loved when as I said, when I was listening to the album for the first time, when I got to this tune, it was sort of like, okay, like, you know, they haven't abandoned that sort of flavor entirely. Which again, I listened to 20 minutes. That is a very different kind of tune, and one that feels more like true ambient. There's a bit of percussion, but yeah, that felt like more the new CBL. But I love that this album, it has, you know, different flavors, including traces of what they had done so well in the albums previous. So yeah, let me know what you think of the tune. Plenty more CBL coming. I'm gonna get around to TSR soon. I mentioned it. TSR is sort of this one-off project that the two guys from CBL did with Solar Fields. And so yeah, three guys that comprise two different groups that are like two of my favorite groups in all of Sybient and Downtempo working together. And again, they're all from the same city in Sweden, which is just crazy to me. But yeah, bottom line, we'll get to some TSR soon because again, that is very acid Sybient. That is very much, you know, the flavor that you would expect with those two artists, and like three people, two artists, two groups, or two acts, if you will, coming together. So yeah, we'll get to that soon. Do let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.